Yeah, the first
So
thing that I saw, or I'm sure the first thing most people see when they when they see the game is the art style, right? Like the
yep,
way the game looks is very like there's like a look for indie games, right? Like when you're a small team,
yep,
there's like certain things you can and can't do, but like you don't really see ASCII games that like new ASCII games that often. It is very rare to see.
yeah, not a lot. And there's something that it is. When you do see ASCII games, a lot of the time there are actually a couple. There's one out there, but a lot of the time what you see is essentially kind of like a symbolic or non-representational art.
Mm.
So it will be basically a roguelike. The character will be at. We know that at means you.
Right.
And if there's some kobolds, they might be represented by the letter K for kobold
Mhm.
and O for an orc and so on. Whereas with Grist, what I'm doing is using the graphics to do ASCII art and
Mhm.
to do animated ASCII art. And there is like the Stone Story RPG
Mhm.
is very good that does that. And that's actually a great resource. The developer of that has a YouTube video where he walks through how he creates his art. So if you're ever
Oh
interested,
wow.
and he does it all in Notepad. It's I have had to build myself a tool and everything, but he's just doing it all in Notepad. So that's much more advanced than I
Mhm.
am. But it is funny, and yeah, you have to think in this. You start to think in this. How do I make something out of these symbols? And
Mm.
it is interesting. At first, I was very sort of strict about using lines and dots and shapes, and they had to be sort of a lot cleaner. And as I've gone along, I've become more happily to do kind of shapes that imply the
Mm.
appearance of something more so than directly represent it. So,
In what way?
like using like a little comma somewhere to hint at a ponytail or
Ah, okay. Yep.
yeah, or something. Yeah, things that become more of a hint at something than trying to do sort of just a straight line is an arm,
Yep. Yep.
which
Yep.
is
Yep. Yep.
fine. But then sometimes, yeah, just a shape that will let your brain go, oh, there should be an arm between those, so I'm going to see one there, even though it's not exactly there.
Mhm. Mhm.
That kind of stuff. Um, yeah, it is really good. It's been really funny because you kind of I took the game to a PAX
Mm.
not long after I'd been working on it. I'd only been working on it about 6 months or something like
How
that.
long has the game in progress been in progress for at this
Too
point?
long now. What year are we? 2025. So
Yeah.
about 3 years. It
Okay.
was
Okay.
the plan was a game that could be done in 12 to 18 months. So
Right.
we're now at double that. Um, but I am very happy. And if you look at my initial design notes, it says don't do a map. Don't have a map because that'll take too long. And of course, I was like, oh yeah, it needs a map.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
that's what I blame. But yeah, I just I had was kind of wallowing around on some other stuff, and I had this project that was a bit stuck, and it had kind of gone into limbo with COVID. That I had been working on it with an artist, and suddenly we were both living in different countries, and I was, having to sort of be school teacher to my kids and all this kind of stuff, and
Mhm.
it was very much in limbo, and I wanted to kind of get my thoughts together and sit down and say, all right, what's something that I can by myself make and finish and have a good chance at finishing. The thing is, it's not out
In
yet, so I
12
don't
to
want to get
18
too ahead of
months.
myself. But yeah, that's right. So I wrote this specification for this, and was pottering away on it, sort of doing from time to time, doing a little bit of work from it
Mhm.
or on it, and then I'd done a couple of PAXs in the past,
Mhm.
and the guy who was there at the time, I'm not sure that he's still there now, but he called me and said, "Are you going to show something this year?" And I had said no, so of course I said yes, I will. And then hung up and was like, what am I going to show? What am I going to show? So I was like, all right, I've been working on this thing about 3 months, and PAX is in another 3 months. So it became a very kind of stressful and expensive acceptance testing project that I did. Are people actually going to come and play the ASCII game if I take it somewhere? And it turns out, yeah, actually people do, and all kinds of people. Young people, old people, people of every kind, and it really a nice crowd of people. I was like, this game gets a really nice audience, which is always good. But it was amazing. That was really amazing, because I would get people come past, and I would get like a kid would go, Dad, look at this weird game, and his dad would go, oh, that just reminds me of like my first job, or something, writing databases in DBase 4 or something in 1988, and which is what my first job was. Yeah, Fox Pro, 1996 it was, so a bit later than that, but it was those, there's ASCII based sort of terminal systems for stock ordering and stuff. Anyway, people would see it, and they'd come over, and then they'd be intrigued because they were nostalgic for that kind of style, and their kids would be intrigued because they'd never seen much that looked like this. And then they'd sit down, the kids would sit down and play it for half an hour or something, and have a great time, and off they'd go, and everyone was happy. And that was really inspiring. That was a great moment. That's when I knew that it worked. Obviously there were problems to solve and things to sort out, and it really badly needed some tutorial components, because I was going hoarse explaining how to play it to everyone. But fundamentally, the flow of sort of combat and events, that main gameplay bit worked, and people liked the graphics, and they liked the music. So so from there, that was kind of like, that was the green light to that okay, well, let's go, let's make a Steam page and get going.
Is the music done by you as well?
Yes. So, the music is a bit inauthentic. I like to say that it's not the music of the game so much as it is what you're listening to on a cassette deck while you're playing the game.
Right.
Occasionally, I think I would love to have a little, like a kind of a SID emulator or something like that running as part of the game. But I don't have time to essentially make that right now. So that's kind of a future project.